The issue of migrants crossing the English Channel remains a highly charged and politically sensitive topic in the UK, and recent figures show that more than 28,000 migrants have crossed the Channel in 2024, with 647 people making the perilous journey on October the 18th alone. That's a day after a baby was killed in the Channel. This marks an 8% increase compared to the same time last year, although the total is still 25% down from 2022. The ongoing crossings highlight both the enduring appeal of the UK to those fleeing conflict, poverty and persecution, and the persistent dangers involved, including the tragic death of a baby on October the 17th when a boat collapsed off the French coast. Part of the appeal is our language, which we have marketed and which we have taught for profit across the world, and we shouldn't be surprised that people want to come to a country where they can speak the language, or at least they think they can speak the language. The scale of this crisis is stark. The death of this infant marked the 45th fatality this year reported by French coastguards, prompting further warnings from refugee charities about the growing dangers of crossing the Channel. Enver Solomon, chief executive of the Refugee Council, said the procession of death and tragedy shows we need to rethink our approach. Lives will continue to be lost if we carry on as it is. The UK government remains resolute in its determination to tackle people smuggling gangs. A Home Office spokesperson said, "We will stop at nothing to dismantle their business models and bring them to justice." Well, it's just rhetoric, isn't it? The government's new Border Security Command is a cornerstone of this strategy, aimed at strengthening global partnerships and enhancing efforts to investigate, arrest and prosecute the criminal networks involved. However, despite international efforts such as the G7 anti-smuggling action plan signed by Home Secretary Yvette Cooper earlier this month, the crisis endures. And only if we revise and rethink the 1951 Refugee Convention can we even start to deal with the problems of accepting so many migrants into our country, into any country. This is a crisis that needs to be addressed with thoughtfulness and wisdom rather than knee-jerk and entertaining diversions like Rwanda, like Albania. The complexities are underscored by a major people smuggling trial taking place at the moment in France, which has revealed the organised, often multinational level of these smuggling networks. Prosecutors have laid bare the enormous profits involved, with smugglers sometimes earning up to €60,000 per boat launched. So with that amount of money involved, this sort of, Royal Navy tugs and French patrols are not a deterrence at all. This is bigger money than drug smuggling. As defence lawyer Kamal Abbas notes pessimistically, nothing discourages them. They see imprisonment as just another bump in the road. Smugglers, emboldened by vast profits and often operating from the safety of countries beyond the reach of European authorities, remain a significant challenge. And this crisis poses difficult questions for the UK. If news reporters can get to the key smuggling heads, I find it extraordinary that the police can't. While the government's tough rhetoric and increased cooperation with French authorities aim to clamp down on illegal crossings, the reality is that desperate individuals continue to risk their lives in search of safety and opportunity. Of course they do. And for many, the dangers of the Channel crossing are outweighed by the dangers they face at home, leaving policymakers with the difficult task of addressing not just the immediate criminal networks, but the underlying causes that push people to undertake such dangerous journeys. Without a significant rethinking of policy, both in terms of broader security and the humanitarian response, tragic deaths in the Channel may well continue, with no easy resolution at all in sight.